Hi, I'm Christopher Dunnigan. This is HandmadeInVermont.com, and today we're talking about the Hubbardton Forge Semi-Flush Corona 128712, which I happen to have right here. So this really shows you Hubbardton Forge's artisanry and craftsmanship. Each of these pieces is hand done, and it's a beautiful fixture. There's other Coronas in the line too. There's much larger pendants. There's a downward facing pendant that's much longer than this but uses the same body. And there's two sconces in two different sizes that match this too. So check it out if you get a chance to do that. So check it out here too, and you can see how beautiful this is. It's really just glowing sculpture at the end of the day, and that's a good thing. We like that. Let's go into a couple other things. Let's talk about the size of it to begin with. And the overall height is going to be from the bottom of it to the very top where it hits the ceiling, 10.2 inches, 19.6 inches in diameter. Canopy on the ceiling is going to be 5.5 inches round, and it is going to go onto your 4-inch junction box. I want to show you a little bit more information about that, and how we're going to do it is we're going to look at the installations instructions now pretty quick. So if you're on the page for this on Handmade in Vermont, look over on that side of the screen. Midway down you're going to see a link. It's going to say click here for installations instructions PDF. So open that out for me. It's going to show you basically how to put it together, which is really just putting it up and putting the glass in, which we'll talk about in a second, and putting the bulbs on. So it's pretty simple. But it's going to show you a few other things. It's going to show you some nice intricate line drawings. It's going to show you some information about the canopy and what it's like on the top and how it goes onto your 4-inch junction box. So take advantage of that if you can. Lots to do there. So the glass on this is this very intricate piece of glass. So this is actually one piece of glass, but it has two components that are put together, fused together. So the outer is clear, and the inner part is this frosted diffuser, which is going to hide your socket and bulb. So it's a really amazing piece of glass. It's also threaded here on the inside, and that threading is going to go over the socket. And this is the socket that's going to be going into there, which has threading as well, and it basically is just going to go over like that, and you'll see it all inside of there. So that's that for that. Let's talk about something else. Let's talk about what's going to be going into this as far as bulbs go, because that's very important to a lot of people. It's going to be using a G9 socket, and G9 sockets take G9 bulbs. So G9 bulbs have the little prongs on the bottom. You can just see. Sometimes they're wires. Sometimes they are little pads like that. All kinds of things going on. If you want to stick with halogens, you can still do that. There's no reason you can't. And you can go up to, I believe it's 40 watts, but check your specs over here if you get a chance. 40 watts for halogen per socket. So there you go. It's a lot of light. If you want to do LED, you can do whatever you want. So the trick with an LED is it has to be able to get inside of this glass. And this is a 60 watt equivalent cob LED. So it looks like a corn cob. And that goes in quite nicely. The caveat to this, and there's a couple of different LEDs we'll talk about. The caveat to the ones that look like corn cobs is you can sometimes see that corn cob pattern, that checkered pattern, when you're looking at the light coming out of the glass. So something just to realize. However, there's another LED out there in the world, and that's a phosphorus LED. You see how it's like a pad of orange in there? Sometimes there are lines, and sometimes it's just a pad. This is going to be a little bit more even as far as what it looks like inside of there. And again, no limit when you're looking at these online. They're going to say, 6 watt or 7 watt or 4 watt. Doesn't matter, because they just don't generate a lot of heat. That could be any kind of issue at all. So you can, like I said, go as high as you want, given that it has to be able to get into that glass. They're going to offer these LEDs to you in different types of light. I talk about that in every video. They're going to offer them to you in 2700 Kelvin, which is like the setting sun. Could be very pretty in this. When you look at this online, you'll notice that the inner parts of these in the photographs always look lighter. Sometimes they look golden, and that's going to be like if you're doing bronze or dark smoke. And that's really the light reflecting off the inside of this. And the more yellow the light is coming out of your LED, the more golden the inside of this is going to be. So something to take into consideration. So that's 2700 Kelvin. But on the other side of that, they're going to offer these to you in 4,000, 5,000 Kelvin. Be careful about that, because they're going to say daylight, and a lot of people get tricked into thinking that's like sunlight, a warm light, but it's not. That's that blue, white, overcast day, convenience store light. So something to remember there. What we like to use in our showroom, I talk about it all the time, is going to be warm white, soft white, and that's the light that's coming down on my hands on this desk from these 3,000 Kelvin 3000K lights above us, and that's what these are. So warm white, soft white, 3000 Kelvin, and you're fine to go there. Remember, it's a dimmable fixture. If you're going to be putting dimmable bulbs in it, tell your installer about that so they put the correct dimmer on the wall for you. Let's get into metal finishes now. If you are on the HandmadeInVermont.com website, look over in the red tabs with the pictures in them over there. You're going to see a Finishes Help Guide tab. Open that up for me. It's going to be a video there of me talking to you guys about the differences in Hubbardton Forge finishes, how they can look on different types of forging. I'm going to be referencing a chart just down below. So scroll down a little bit. You're going to see a chart. You can click on that chart. So you can click on dark smoke. You can click on soft gold. Doesn't matter. Big page will pop up showing you lots of different things in that finish. You can go back to the chart and you'll notice there's letters A's on them, letter B's on some of those things, and that's going to be showing you this range of variants that you can expect to see on different translucent finishes, but I'll talk about all of that in the video, okay? Okay, showroom. Our showroom in Vermont has over 400 Hubbardton Forge fixtures. This is the biggest showroom in the world of Hubbardton Forge. No other showroom is like this. Hubbardton Forge doesn't even have their own showroom. They use this one. What's on display? We have a great tab on that. In those same red tabs, you're going to see a What's on Display page. So open that up. It's going to show you everything we have on display, and including which finish, which shade, all of those things, and what kind of glass it's on there. We're open every day except Sunday, 11 to 6. I'm here every day except Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We also have an amazing clearance center. Clearance center stuff is 75% off MSRP. It's returns, discontinued stuff, showroom samples. You have to come here to use it. Can't call us or email us about it, but it's definitely worth coming in to look at if you're in Vermont. Plus you want to use the showroom anyway because there's just so much great stuff here to see. Our number in Vermont, 802-446-2400. You can email us 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. Love to answer emails, and it's sales@HandmadeInVermont.com. So when you order from HandmadeInVermont.com, shipping is going to be free to every state except Alaska and Hawaii. No tax if we ship out of the state of Vermont. And we're the only dealer with 90-day returns, no restocking fee. Nobody else does that. Some larger items are going to be non-returnable. It's going to be really important that you are looking at the fixture on that page and kind of scroll down under the description. It'll tell you if that is the case. And that's usually for really big, giant, huge fixtures, mostly that go out on pallets. Okay, that's it. Rush program. Let's talk about that. So rush program, Hubbardton Forge generally takes about 3 to 4 weeks to go out the door. That's production time before your transit time. You always have to add that on too. We offer a rush program that takes you from that 3 to 4 weeks down to a little under 2 weeks. It's a very small addition per line item. So if you have like 1, 2, 3 items, like let's say 3 or 4 outdoor sconces, and they're all the same size and they're all the same finish, that's one line item. So it's very inexpensive to rush those kind of things. Don't be afraid to email us and ask about that. Okay, so that's really it. If you guys have any other questions, let us know. We would love to see you in our showroom sometime. And thanks for stopping in.